Hello, one and all, and welcome back to Campaign 13, Vanilla Sunday. I am your host, as always, Virinity Void. This here is part 11. Indeed, we are in 1681. We're looking toward the end of the 1600s and the beginning of the 1700s. With that being said, we do have lots and lots of conflicts going on, or that are brewing and could be happening in the very near future. So without further ado, if you want to know what happened in the previous part, please go and watch them. For now, we got some national ideas to go through. In fact, we're going to go through the third and fourth national ideas of two nations today. One is Bumthang, and the other is going to be Vaikura. The third national idea of Bumthang is Locus of Exile. Many rulers from India and Tibet have found refuge of exile in our kingdom, giving us more information and leverage over the lands they rule. Diplomats +1. The fourth national idea of Bumthang is Rebuild Jambe Lakhang. It was divined that the supine demoness was causing obstruction to the spread of Buddhism, and temples were constructed on her body parts that spread across Tibet, Bhutan, and the borderlands. One of these being the Jampe Lakhang in our land. Being so sacred, we have to rebuild and reconstruct this sacred site in order for it not to be lost to time. Construction cost -10%. So even though Bumthang is in dire straits right now, maybe hope is not lost for them. And for Vaikura, the third national idea is surrounding weakness, inner strength. The All-Sea of Vaikura channels a mere fraction of the strength of the heavens above. Not every single drop of divine power and authority can be wielded by mortal bodies of flesh and blood. To this end, utilizing the tactics and weaponry of our enemies will serve us well when it comes to paving the way for the heavens above to descend once more into this flawed realm. Yearly army tradition plus 0.75. The fourth national idea of Vaikura is unbroken and unmatched. Preparing those that fight for Vaikura with high-quality weaponry and armor is by no means easy. The forges, refineries, and workshops that construct what we need to enact the will of the heavens above utilize a great many resources from our mines and caverns, but the products at the end are worth the wait. Intricately designed from beginning to end, there will be none that can withstand the impact of Vaikuran weaponry. Discipline plus 5%, regiment cost plus 10%. With that being said, let's go forth past 1681. We're probably going to be going to like the early 1700s. I would say something like 1703, 1704, something around there. I'm not even going to look at the wars per se. I'm just going to look at the war map. So Romania is fighting Kurland. Adriatera is not fighting anyone. Alemanni is fighting Poland and Simru. Cherusci is fighting, only Simru. Poland is at war with only Alemanni. And then, let's see who else. Russia is not at war with anyone. Okay. Interesting, and this is the Alemannic conquest of Steiermark. Yes, I remember this one. And Poland, well, they actually turned the tide with the help of others, and they took a province away from Alemanni. So, it is better than nothing. Meanwhile, Czechoslovakia is being subjugated by Romania in full, and that should be done fairly soon, as Kurland cannot do anything to stop that. Cherusci still fighting Wales because Wales wants Skåne. Where's that at? I actually don't know where that's at. Let me see if I can... Oh, okay, it's right here. My bad. It used to be Lund, but now it's Skåne. Got it. Kurland, the capital of Kurland, is going down. That is Memel. And with that being said, Kurland loses a little bit more land, and Czechoslovakia is now a vassal of Romania. On the other side of Europe, we have Avignon that is being attacked by Saintonge. And this is for Auvergne, which is right here. And you are only at war with Avignon. Meanwhile, Saintonge has brought in Dumnonia, which is the vassal. Safe to say, Saintonge is going to overrun Avignon in full. Because, yeah, Saintonge just has that kind of authority. Saintonge just got done with Morocco. Morocco is struggling. Legitimately struggling. And then now Strathclyde is going in on Morocco. There is no rest for our Maghrebi brethren, unfortunately. The Lions' share of troops, though, for Saintonge are a little bit scattered. They are stuck in North Africa and stuck around Scandinavia, so they are going to need to kick it into high gear if they wish to speed up this conquest against Avignon. Let's see these current wars, though. Coast invasion against the slot machines, and then Strathclyde. Yeah, okay, they brought in Adriaterra, so Morocco is well and truly finished in terms of any hopes and dreams they would have had. Huron and Blackfoot are going against Powhatan, and, you know, Powhatan is just on the downward slope right now. Crimson Paradox is taking on Peru as well. So Crimson Paradox, the ally of Vicura, consolidating more of South America, seemingly. However, these mountains are going to be a little hard to siege down. There is going to be a little bit of defensiveness built into these mountains, because Peruvian traditions, of course, gives plus 25% defensiveness. And it seems as though Crimson Paradox may be overplaying their hand a little bit, you know? These Peruvian armies, they're not to be trifled with, especially if you are attacking from both the north and the south/southeast. Crimson Paradox, you may need to reconsider things. You know, may need to reconsider the plan of attack, if you know what I mean. In the it's in the literal sense. There's no metaphor here. Shamrock Paradox, no allies whatsoever under President Yaroslav Reins? I'm not sure. Simru under Pendragon Owain VII. I love that title, Pendragon. That's so cool to me. But I think Saintonge would be in trouble if Simru declared war for, like, London or Sussex or whatever. But I don't know. Saintonge has some nice and powerful allies of Courland, Russia, and Adriaterra. Adriaterra is mostly focused on their navy for their buffs, but they got a sizable land force too. The capital of Avignon is under siege, and I think that spells the end of Archbishop Benedictus the 22nd's authority, really. Saintonge is going to take a huge chunk of land. There's not a thing they can do about it. Sapphire Paradox once again going after Achaia, and once again not utilizing their ships to land on Cyprus. That's on you if you don't want to do that. That's not on anyone else. Yadava losing progressively more land, being chipped away they're being chipped away by Zanskar. And then Chuchen, they're also doing their own things. They just got done with a war against Kionjar. So Kionjar is consistently getting picked away at as well. Australia, or Larakia, that turned into Australia, they're slowly expanding into the Southeast Asian archipelago. And Aotearoa, they're also consolidating their island chains, which I like to see. I just think they need to focus on shipbuilding, dominate the seas if you can. Goguryeo, allied with Pasai and Zanskar, and they have tributaries of Dai Viet as well as Ning, Kalka, allied with Shimazu and Manila, Sibir, allied with Persia and the Sapphire Paradox. One fucking day, Sapphire Paradox will take Cyprus. Is today going to be that day? I have my doubts. I have my doubts, if I'm honest. Is there anything else going on? Not really. No new wars as far as I am concerned. Teardrop, they are holding out in the province of Kitwa. I'm not sure how long they'll hold out, but we'll see. Powhatan is about to get fully just demolished in the peace deal. That peace deal is very close to being finished. Blackfoot is like, what can the Blackfoot do after this? Huron taking a huge portion inland, and Powhatan kind of just has a one province hold on the coast. They are very, very thinly stretched. And that technology is very much equalizing now. Any sort of advantage that Caddo and the Golden Eighth had against Vicura in terms of technology can be said to have been mitigated at this point, because Vicura is at 20, 20, 21. Big Caddo is at 19, 21, 21. And Golden Eighth is at 20, 23, 22. So they're all very close in tech level now. The stateless society that is Yellow Paradox, they're not doing much. I have no idea who they're gonna ally with though. Like, I really don't know. There's no improving relations there. Okay. Crimson Paradox, they pieced out with Peru. I don't think they gained a fucking thing because they were completely unprepared for that war. Just completely. Strathclyde, devouring parts of Morocco without mercy. Oh my god, Sapphire Paradox did it. They finally fucking did it. They landed on Cyprus. And you know what? It's not enough fucking troops. It's not enough. Like, come on. What are you doing? 15,000 troops are necessary. You just sent 12,000 stragglers over there. Like, what is this? Come on. Surely you can spare like 10,000 from this stack right here of 28, and then just ship them over. You have the transports. Do it. Also, the papacy under Pope Callistus III, vassal underneath Sapphire Paradox. And what's this? Simru is attacking Kurland for... I can't pronounce that province. I don't know how to pronounce that province. But... where is that at? Oh, it's right here. Okay. So Simru wants more lands in Scandinavia. I got you. Is Saintonge in this? Oh, wait. Thomond, Strathclyde, Saintonge is in this. Okay. And this is coming after Saintonge took a huge chunk of land away from Avignon. So... and oh shit, that even includes Avignon's capital. That's 33 development, and there is a monument there, the Palace of the Popes. That's pretty nice. So, Saintonge is in a very good spot. Simru, I don't think you know what you're getting into. Like, this is not declaring on Saintonge for like Lincolnshire or whatever. No, this is not that. This is actively trying to invade the mainland European continent when you don't have the troops there, nor the ships to transport the troops there. But what do I know? You know, maybe there's some 3D, fucking 4D chess going on here between Simru's advisors. I got no clue. Because, let's see, who else is in this? The Nelter League is in this, alongside Simru. So, far be it from me to think that this won't go well. Okay, so Sapphire Paradox, they landed some troops there on Cyprus. The siege is progressing. There is a tiny bit of attrition, but minus 78% for the siege time, for the siege progress. Oh my god. You know, okay, so technically Cyprus will fall. Give it enough time, give it enough effort, I guess. But it's gonna take a fucking long time. Have fun with that. And what else? Now Caddo is going in on Huron, You're turning on your allies, Cato. Why? Poland declaring war on Bavaria, and then Quebec is also going after Powhatan. Gotcha. Oh, and Chu Chen, as well as Vermilion Paradox, they're going after Manila, as well as Khalkha. So Chu Chen definitely extending its reach. Chu Chen is acting like China at this point, so Tibetan China, or something like that. Because Khalkha, they can't really do anything. They don't have the forces. They don't have the... Well, actually, they have the military tech. They just don't have the quantity. And Manila, obviously, they can't really transport troops over in time. And even if they transported their whole army, Chu Chen legitimately has more than triple the amount of forces. Or not, okay, I'm sorry. Not triple. I thought Manila had less. They have more than double the amount of forces. And Manila is a little bit on the same tech level, just a little bit. Also, Chu Chen's technology is very unbalanced. 14, 18, 18. It's kind of unbalanced, if I do say so myself. Ginji, connecting up their provinces over here. Nice long name now. I don't think they can form anything, can they? They cannot. They can't form Tamilakam. Is there a coalition? Yes, you can form a coalition. It's fine. Oh, Chu Chen also might have a coalition against them. I mean, this is not like Europe where Alemannia had a coalition form against them and the coalition won. There's not enough forces to take down Zanskar and Chu Chen. There just is not. As far as I know, there's no one's gonna take them down. You would need like Ginji, Yadava, Kionjar, Pasai, and like Persia to even have a shot at doing this, but it's just not gonna happen. Also, Nogai is supporting the independence of Mogulistan, which Nogai, that's throwing your lot in with the wrong crowd, with the really wrong crowd. Chu Chen, though, very successful. They have taken Beijing, and they have taken the nice port of Quanzhou. I suspect the next major port they'll want is Fuzhou, right over here. It's a pretty nice place to have. Anyways, any other wars we got going on? Peru is now going after Purple Paradox, and then Goguryeo is now going after Manila and Khalkha. Simru still losing that war against what's called Kurland. So I'm anticipating Kurland is just going to take more of this land, but that's not going to matter much because Kurland lives in the shadow of Russia, pretty much. Granted, Saintonge kind of guarantees Kurland's independence for now, but I don't know how long that is going to last. Russia is pretty powerful. What else? Welaita allied with Congo and Yadava. Malindi is allied with Sapphire Paradox. Excuse me. Mosi is allied with Strathclyde. Air is allied with Fulo and Socotra of all of them. What the hell? Congo is actually going after Fulo and Air. Okay, interesting. And, wait a minute. Oh, is this... Are you at war with... No. Oh, okay. So Crimson Paradox thought that Peru was too busy with Purple Paradox and said, hey, I'm just gonna, like, dive right in. You don't mind, do you? So these two brightly colored paradoxes, the Crimson and the Purple, they are going in through the southern area of Peru and just seeing what they can do. Peru, they're not to be taken lightly. Purple Paradox, and I'm talking to you. You're 3 military techs behind. So if you get caught out with any sort of battle, you're probably going to be fucked. But, you know, I don't decide how you do things. You know, I do not dictate your commands. Golden Eighth, the monastic state under Grandmaster Louis Argaveso, is attacking Blackfoot. Caddo took on Huron and won very handedly, taking over a lot of the Great Lakes. And the Blackfoot are now reduced. Huron is now reduced. Quebec, they're resurgent slightly, but they live in the shadow of their more powerful neighbors. So it's really it's a matter of who's going to win out between the three big North American powers. Vicura in Central America, Caddo in the eastern part of North America, and Golden Eighth in the western part of North America. I wonder who's going to win out in the end. Caddo is obviously the weakest right now, but they still have room to grow if they annex more from Huron, Powhatan, and even Quebec. So there is potential there, obviously. Peru, they are going down south and mitigating these invasions from Crimson Paradox and Purple Paradox. So the Andes Mountains are much more difficult to invade than I think anyone would have imagined. I'm kind of surprised Peru is holding out that well. Like, the AI is doing very well with what little resources they have. Anyways, Golgrieo brought in Kerman for that. Simru, Skane and the Nelter League are going after Alemani now, Adriaterra, and the Cheruski for Sachin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Oh shit, and the Golden Eighth, as well as OQ4, are now going after Vicura and the Crimson Paradox. This is a big war. And then the Congo's going after Fulo and Air, Crimson Paradox, yep, okay. So yeah, we got two fairly big wars. Simru over here taking on the Cheruski as well as Alemani. Alemani is not nearly as powerful as they once were. Remember, theocratic Norse Bavaria was released, and they were immediately jumped on by Poland and such. So Simru is going to need to transport troops over if they really even want to win this war. But I doubt they want to win this war because Adriaterra, aka Albania, is still here. You know, Albania pretty much rules the Mediterranean at this point, alongside Sapphire Paradox and Romania. Achaia, they lost land in North Africa or along the Egyptian coast, but they still maintain independence. Sapphire Paradox did not vassalize them. With that being said, Japan's taken over Shimazu slowly but surely. And in the New World, Vicura and the Golden Eighth, they're button heads, they're button armies. It is all-out war between these American powers. And it must be said, Vicura is one military tech behind and has less quantity, or has less troops quantitatively than the Golden Eighth. So on paper, this goes in favor of the Golden Eighth. I don't think that the Golden Eighth will fuck this up. It looks like they are concentrating their forces and being ready for anything that happens. So, as far as I'm concerned, they look in good shape. Vicura's probably, like, if I had to imagine, it's mostly that land that's right next to. Yeah, okay. Golden Eighth really just wants this land right here, which is understandable. It borders them directly. That fortress at Petas Eulia is about to go down, and this battle is won before Vicura. It's a small battle, but Golden Eighth is not having any of it. They think they can win more, and they did. Gotta remember that the capital of Vicura is not at where Mexico normally is. It's a little bit further south, over here at Ad Deorum. So, in order to get at the capital, you gotta go a little bit further inward toward the south. That capital, though, at Eulia, it's about to go down. Golden Eighth, they're holding out very well with their troops. But even then, Vicura reinforces enough. Supply lines are stretched thin, and Golden Eighth actually abandons that siege as it was about to be done. I'm not sure if that's really worth it. Like, why? You could have just finished that up and you would have been okay. That's a really strange decision. Okay. Alright, well, with that being said, I just want to see if there's anything over here. No. Simaru can't transport any troops over. That doesn't surprise me at all. Japan, the Japanese conquest of Hyuga against Shimazu and Kalka. Pretty easy war, I would say. Chu Chen is reorganizing his forces, building up his manpower once more, and yeah, got no wars in Southeast Asia. People are pretty much content on trading and being peaceful for now, at least. The year is 1696, and slowly but surely Golden Eighth is burrowing into the land of Vaikura. Does not seem as though the forces of Vaikura can stop this invasion at all, and obviously Big Cato doesn't want to poke the Golden Eighth at all, which is understandable. It's like, why would you, even though they look vulnerable, they look kind of vulnerable, that's not something you want to poke at, not when you're one military tech behind and you have about half as many forces as they do. Because they can easily just detour from over here and come up here through the south. It would not be pretty. Fortress at Lycia Nova, and what is this one down here? At Unium. They will be going down soon enough. Unium falls first. Lycia Nova is about to fall as well. Soon enough. Vaikura is probably going to tap out if I had to guess. OQ4, they pieced out early on, and now Vaikura can just concentrate on getting slaughtered, by the Golden Eighth in full on their mainland. That's just how it goes, I guess. Vaikura their military quality is not up to snuff, I guess. Or maybe that one military tech really does make a difference. What exactly do you get at Miltech 23? You get another set of new infantry if you're for the different tech level or tech group, but you also get more military tactics, more cavalry shock, and more flanking range. So yeah, that's a lot. And plus the AI, they use a lot of cavalry compared to a regular player. Just look at that. Look at the Golden Eighth's army right here. 13 infantry, 8 cavalry, 9 artillery. And over here, 6 infantry, 5 cavalry, 13 artillery. Cavalry shock and fire, it may not seem like a lot to the player, but with Zorm AI and all the changes it does, the AI is actually more than happy to use cavalry when it suits them. And in a lot of cases, it's pretty fucking useful. So that Tech 23, that military Tech 23 is actually seemingly very crucial to how the Golden Eighth won this entire war. Interesting stuff. I did not think it was that pivotal. Crimson Paradox, I don't think that's gonna be... Oh, wait a minute. They stand more of a chance than I thought. Granted, the war's already over, Golden Eighth won, but if the Crimson Paradox, they came through earlier, the war might have turned around a little bit more. I don't know. Interesting stuff. Peru, on the other hand, they finished their wars and they didn't lose any single piece of land. Peru is perfectly content down here to just bide their time, do whatever. Vaikura loses the war. They were forced to release Tonala, which is now a vassal of Golden Eighth, and they were forced to give some land back to Big Cato. So it is a harrowing defeat for my child, but it is not a complete defeat. I would say how do I say this? Their territorial integrity is still maintained, for the most part. What other wars do we got? Another coast invasion between the slot machines. Golden Eighth is now going after Sonora, but we already know what that is going to look like. Chu Chen is trying to finish off Ning, Goguryeo, and Banjar, consolidate more of that Chinese land. Big Cato is going after Powhatan. Alemanni, Adriaterra, and Cherusci are going after Avignon. So, man, Archbishop Benedictus the 22nd. What a ride this has been down the slippery slope of oblivion. Yeah, it is. Oh man, turns out the what's it called? The papacy in Rome couldn't withstand Albania, and the papacy in Avignon couldn't stand Albania either. Although to be fair, it was more so for Avignon, and there were enemies on all sides, including Saintonge, you know, the betrayers of the Catholic faith. Oh well, what can you do? Air is allied with Morocco, okay. Mossi is still allied with Strathclyde. Saintonge allied with Russia and Adriaterra. Very, very strong allies too. Courland is allied with Thomond and Strathclyde, and because there's no strong ally for Courland, I have to imagine Russia is eyeing them up and just like ready with gun in hand to just smite them down. Shahanshah Hussein I Zirid, allied with Nogai, Sibir, and Sapphire Paradox. Zanskar is allied with Goguryeo and Strathclyde, with vassals of Mogulistan and Dundar. Nepal, only allied with Kionjar and is supporting the independence of Dundar. Meanwhile, Chu Chen, what does it look like for your map mode? Yeah, there's no issue there. You're gonna be fine. Japan consolidated the entirety of their home islands, leaving Shimazu to just struggle for any sort of independence in China. Goguryeo, they're trying to hold back Chu Chen as much as they can, but it is dark times for our Korean friends. Really dark times. Because even though they were going after Shimazu for Andong, like, come on. Once Chu Chen is involved, it's lights out. It's game over. Oh, man. Oh, good gods. Just look at what Avignon has lost. Look at what they've lost so far. Alemanni, they took huge portions away from Avignon, and it looks like Alemanni, they might be resurgent. They may have lost that coalition war and been forced to lose a huge chunk of land, but opportunity called to them, and they took that opportunity without hesitation. And now they have access to a coastline, and they are in Italy. They have Italian provinces and are ready to go. They almost have 100,000 troops ready to go. They're obviously not going to be as powerful as Saintonge, but, you know, they have Adriaterra as an ally, and Adriaterra is really fucking good. Well, at least in terms of quantity. They have a lot of quantity on their side, not a lot of quality. Zanskar going after Yadava, Welaita, and Ginji, so Zanskar is really trying to consolidate the Indian subcontinent. Golden Eighth going after Huron and Blackfoot. Saintonge is going after Morocco. Simru going after Courland and their allies. Because it's only Courland and Strathclyde really putting up a fight there, maybe Simru can win. Maybe. I doubt it, but we'll see. Chu Chen is going at... What? You're allied with... Oh. Chu Chen is allied with Australia now. Okay. I did not see that coming. And Sibir is going after Khalkha. Okay. I didn't even know you were all the way over there, but sure. Zanskar fighting the two remaining, like, serious Indian powers, but combined they have about 100,000 troops, and Zanskar has about 150,000 troops. Therefore, I think we all know where this is going. While this war plays out, I need to get a drink though. I need to drink some of my gamer subs because I'm I'm starting to get a little bit of a headache from just talking so much. Oh. One of these separatists. Oh, okay. Yadava separatists. Okay, I got you. Okay. I feel a little bit better. Genji, they're trying to make an attack into Zanskar from the east, but I don't know. This consolidation of forces right here, it looks like prime pickings for Zanskar. Yadava and Genji, they're taking a fight here. Let's see the matchup. Discipline favors Zanskar. Morale favors Zanskar, and so do the tactics. So each and one of these battles, Genji and Yadava, they are bleeding out so many troops. So even a win feels like a Pyrrhic victory. It doesn't feel good, honestly. Unfortunate. And Walaita. Okay. Walaita has arrived with a sizable amount of forces, putting a little bit of pressure on Zanskar from the west. And remember, this used to be the lands of 9X, but they were annexed by Zanskar. So Genji and Yadava, they're taking losses in central India, and they're being forced back down south. Meanwhile, Walaita, pushing in from the west, they're going to face the forces of Zanskar if they're not careful. And Zanskar is 3 military techs ahead of Walaita. So Walaita desperately wants to avoid any sort of fight over there. Meanwhile, Genji, they're trying, but they're failing. It's just... oh man, they're throwing as many troops as they can into this fight, but... Zanskar, they just got it, man. They got it. They got things on lock. Just like Golden Eighth over here has things on lock too. Look at how much land they've annexed. Look at that. Over here in the north, and then over here in the center, just Jesus Christ. I think this is going to be the second campaign where Golden Eighth, they're just completely dominant in North America from what I'm seeing. They fully annexed Sonora. I don't think Valkyria can really stand up to them anymore. Big Kato, they're an enemy of Valkyria, and in fact, Big Kato is allied with Golden Eighth. They have allied with the enemy. Big Kato, I don't think you realize that eventually Golden Eighth will turn on you, and it's not going to be pretty. But, you know, far be it from me to think ahead like that. I could be wrong. I have been wrong multiple times. So maybe Golden Eighth will be that forever friend. Maybe you will be the Care Bear to Golden Eighth and just be put on a shelf and just look pretty. I don't know. Walaita, they tried to go into the mountains of Zanskar on 2 occasions. And on both occasions, they are met with defeat. Zanskar pushing back any sort of retaliation from the west. And Yadava and Genji, they're taking advantage of that distraction and trying to push from the south. But push after push, it's just getting exhausting, I would think. I don't know what else you can do. Chu Chen, they've consolidated more and more of the Chinese mainland. Goguryeo, they took a little bit from Shimazu, sure, but Goguryeo, you know that Chu Chen is eyeing you up actively. I'm talking really actively. Oh my goodness. I like the grit, I like the tenacity from Genji and Yadava. They're not giving up. They're not making this easy for Zanskar. And same with Walaita. They're making it really fucking difficult for Zanskar to take any sort of win. In fact, the war score is -35 against Zanskar. But, I mean, if you look at the quantity, 182,000. Yadava and Genji, they're still at less than half of that. It's a struggle session. Simru, are you still at war for Wolgast? Yes, you are, and it's not working because Courland is just... they're right over there. You're not transporting troops over. Okay. So be it. Anything else going on? Peru was actually getting fully invaded. And Peru is stuck up here, sieging down a province from Crimson Paradox. They better get done with that, otherwise, you know, Crimson Paradox and Purple Paradox, they're gonna be moving through toward your capital at Lima. So, Peru, good luck out there. We're gonna go until August of this year, 1704. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's like Peru. You better be doing something, man. Because Lima, it's under siege. It's a long siege, plus 51% defensiveness, but it is a siege nonetheless, and you are under threat. Zanskar, still progressively losing the war, but they are now dedicating more forces here and trying to unoccupy this land. What is the war goal? It is for Washim, which is where? Okay. So that's what Zanskar is aiming for, and I fully believe Zanskar can win this war and take the province. It's just they've been so split up, from Welaita attacking over here to Genji and Yadava dividing up where they should be occupying. But I think finally Zanskar knows that, like, okay, we cleaned up the west, we can focus on the center of India and just finally push back these ruffians. October of 1704, and we are good. There it is. We'll leave this war there, and it's looking like Zanskar is finally getting their stuff together. Any other wars going on before we end? So, Peru still under threat, and oh, actually, Peru, they came back, and they're finally driving forces away from their capital. Cool. OQ4 is going after Yellow Paradox, and that capital is under siege. It's a very long siege, but it is under siege nonetheless. Banjar going after Shimazu, Simru losing that war for Wolgast, Malindi invading Sakalava, and Zanskar still in that tiresome war. Anyways, I think we're good for now. Let's go ahead and let me. Oh wait, what are you doing over there in Arguin? Socotra? What are you doing? I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at that leaderboard. Alright. In first place is Zanskar. In second place is the Golden Eighth. In third place is Chu Chen. In fourth place is Big Cato. In fifth place is Santonge. In sixth place is Simru. In seventh place is Romania. In 8th place is Crimson Paradox. In 9th place is Adriaterra. In 10th place is Sapphire Paradox. In 11th place is Vicura. And in 12th place is Alemani. That'll be all for now. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next part.